recording. Hello, and where the fuck is the gain thing? Oh my, there it goes. Oh, there it goes.
Leave that in.
You want me to leave that in?
Yes.
Okay, I will definitely leave that in. Hang on, I'm going to turn up the gain a little bit because it was all quiet and shit. There we go, that's better. Anyway, welcome to the first ever podcast for digitaldelirium.com. This is the very first edition of Press the Action Button. If you played video games at all, you should probably get that reference. Anyway, my name is Joshua Barber. I am the host. I am also the admin of the site. With me today is Alex Kuhn.
Hi, I'm the resident rookie. Back to you, Josh.
And his brother Ian, who I call Garth. Don't ask.
Bow wow. Hey, this is Ian Kuhn. You guys can call me D-Pad. I'm a retro gamer working my way up the ranks into a new world of 3D gaming. Here's Josh again.
Okay. What I want to accomplish with this site is I'm really hoping that I can give something gamers can't call biased or anything like that. Because I know how many gamers gripe, oh, they bumped up the review score for this game, or oh, they bumped up the review score for that game. Because websites get paid to advertise video games. And I remember the whole huge fiasco surrounding Kane and Lynch way back in the day and things like that. I want my website to be completely free of that, so it will be non-profit till the day it dies. Anyway, first, I want to introduce myself. As I said, my name is Joshua Barber. I love video games, obviously. I love old school. I love new school. I don't care. I love them. I'm all about video games. They are my life. I also love to read. I love movies. I love music. I'm a huge metalhead. I love baseball and hockey. I'm going to hand the mic over to Alex, and he's going to introduce himself now. Here you go, Alex.
Hello, folks. This is Alex Kuhn. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Don't quite get the joke behind the name of this podcast. Well, actually, I do, thanks to the edification of my host and my brother here, D-Pad. Awkward silences are my specialty. So, bear with me if I stutter or pause or rip off more significant online clientele such as Yahtzee Croshaw or this show. I'm gonna try the nerd. You know which nerd I'm talking about. We're all nerds here, but I'm gonna try not to be too unoriginal with this. But bear with me because I do get anxious. Back to you.
Okay, given that, it is time to move on to Alex's brother Ian, Garth, D-Pad, whichever you want to call him. Here he is. Introduce yourself, D-Pad.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
Yeah, that's us. We're both the Wayne and Garth brothers. I actually look more like Wayne than I do Garth, but you know it fits because of the glasses, I guess. But bro fist. Well, yeah, like I said, you can call me D-Pad. I'm more of a retro gamer. I was born on the stuff, you know. It was like my pacifier back then, way back in the day. I was fathered by the early old school Nintendo. That's right, NES, man. I was a Mega Man guy. I was a Mario guy. I was a Kirby guy. I was a Legend of Zelda guy. You name the classics, and I was there, man.
Yeah, I remember sitting next to you on the couch that one day. You're like, Mega Man's like my dad. I'm going to let you finish, though. Here you go.
Mega Man was my dad. I mean, you know, he taught me most of the things I know. Most of the things that I grew to love in life, such as jumping and destroying and sucking the powers out of my fallen enemies.
Better that than
Yeah, use your imagination, folks. All right, well, we're here on Press the Action button. You know, I guess all the gamers are gonna get that. I mean, it's not really something you say in real life, but we're bringing it back. We're gonna try to get people to say the whole, oh, if you want to talk to me, please press the action button. Otherwise, do not talk. To open the door, press the action button. To climb the ladder.
Press the action
Right at work in your place of business, you get a lot of awkward stares and a happy, satisfied feeling.
To take a piss, press the action button. To drink a beer, press the action button. To cook some food, press the action button. You get the point.
I'm gonna press the action button right here, sipping my Boddington pub ale. 1 pint, yeah, it's pretty good stuff. It's got those little nitrogen caps in it, you know, extra head. You know how I feel about head. But
I hope you love receiving and not giving.
hey, someone's gotta give to receive, you know, it's a give and take relation.
I prefer receiving beer. I was talking about
Head's the topic here. Head's the topic today, fellows.
I don't mind eating out, but giving head, I'm not here for that.
Yeah, I'll go out to eat to a Chinese buffet. I'll eat out as long as they give me beer with lots of head. But
As if they don't know what we're talking about here.
yeah, you guys really gotta put your minds in the gutter to stick with us. You know, I mean, we're the nerd crew. But yeah, here at what are we called? Press the action button.
Look at this, he doesn't even know the name of the podcast. Why do you want to do that?
It's episode 1, man. Give us. We need to loosen up. We need to get a little friendly with this microphone. Hopefully not too friendly. But
Not in a gay way.
But yeah, we're here to talk about games, you know, everybody, if you're listening to this, you probably love games. If you're listening to this, you probably found out that most reviews of games that you find on the internet, Game Informer, or anywhere, you know, if they're done professionally, 9 times out of 10, they're crap. Because, I mean, any game-producing company is obviously going to pay, you know, be able to pay the critics under the counter, but we're not like that. We're not affiliated with money. We're just giving you the cold, hard honesty of what we feel like the game. And if you want to take our opinion, take it. If not, leave it. Back to you, Josh.
Let me just interject something there, Ian. Okay, what he was talking about, the reviews. Who do you listen to more when you're buying a video game? Your friends who are gamers or people that are paid to do it? See, on this website, we are not paid to do this. Every single review that is on the site as of right now, I did myself. Not because I was paid to, not because I had to, but because I simply enjoy it. I enjoy playing games. I enjoy reviewing games. I enjoy downloading demos and doing previews, which I will get around to in the long run. Oh, look at these. These two guys are over here talking about shaving. Completely off topic, guys.
Well, I realize we're rambling on and tooting our own horns to the extent of Rush Limbaugh right about now. But if I'm any spokesperson for the audience right now, I think I'd like to get back to brass tacks. Anyway, are we ready to carry on?
I do suppose we are, but I find that the most interesting podcasts quite often are the ones where they do just kind of chat with each other instead of just strictly business all the time. Do you have anything to add, Ian? Because you look like you might.
Like I said, we are not professionals. We are just honest gamers, just as yourself. Hopefully, if you're listening to this anyway. But yeah, I mean, you know, we just shoot the breeze here at Press the Action button. We just like sip our pub ale, you know, our extra frothy, heavy pub ale, and we just be ourselves. And you can take our advice if you want to. We're just here. We're entertainers. We're entertainers and informers, but not Game Informer. Unfortunately, I do respect them, although sometimes their reviews are a little misleading.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get to what they're featuring on the cover of next month's issue later on down the line. You wanted to add something, Alex?
I just want to say, if you're listening to this still after all this, you probably have a tolerance for boredom that rivals that of the man in the Iron Mask. There I go. That was not original. I admit that. But I just think that if we want to shoot the breeze, I think we should have a little bit of substance first, and a little bit of substance to close out, and have a little bit of digression in the middle, have a nice sandwich effect. I think it would flow better. But I think we've already spoiled the first 10 minutes and 45 seconds on the dot, compensating for editing. And anyway, enough about me. Let's roll on. Get on with it!
I take it you two guys are ready to move on to the first topic of discussion for this podcast.
Do this. Whole neighborhood's watching. Everyone's watching.
Down to brass tacks, man. Let's do this.
Okay, first topic of discussion. A little bit earlier this week, something seriously weird went down at Infinity Ward. Apparently, some top brass or some guys from Activision went into Infinity Ward and pulled the two heads of the company aside and talked to them for a while, then marched them out of the building. They have officially been fired. There have been rumors that there is no solid reason why this has happened. We are not sure. But there have been rumors that they have been fired because they were talking to some rival company. There have been rumors that they were sharing company secrets. There have been rumors of embezzlement, all kinds of stuff going on around. But truthfully, we do not have any idea what is really going on. But it's just kind of weird. And even the people of Infinity Ward don't really know what's going on. That is a little odd, to say the least. You'd think somebody that was actually working there would have some clue as to what is going on. And this might kind of be like the Jeff Gerstmann thing, where we may never get the whole truth from anybody. But they have the two guys who were the head of Infinity Ward have filed counter lawsuits against Activision in protest of this. I don't know if the firing was valid or not valid, but it seems to me that when you make a game like Modern Warfare 2, which brings in $1 billion for your game company, Activision, you should pretty much let Infinity Ward do whatever the fuck they want. Anyway, do either of you two have anything to say in this?
Well, with Modern Warfare, I was just thinking that could have been it. I mean, there's lots of theories. I, myself, have a couple theories, But, I mean, you take a look at Modern Warfare, it is exactly like what they're teaching military specialists, down to the T, tactics-wise, weapon-wise, strategy-wise. It's like VR training for the military. Yes, that was a stab at Raiden, anybody who's played Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. But, no, I'm saying maybe this could be a conspiracy. This could have been a conspiracy. Maybe it was too accurate. So they got dragged out, and they were like, oh, hey, well, how do you know so much about Modern Warfare? And they're like, oh, well, we don't know, It could be anything.
I'm going to let you finish, Ian. And I feel like a bit like Kanye West doing this. I'm going to let you finish, but... Anyway, I wanted to say that... isn't that what America's Army is doing with that game? Isn't that actually developed by the Army? Also, I wanted to say that Tom Clancy has actually gotten in trouble for how much he knows military-wise in the past. So it wouldn't be the first time that something like that had happened.
That is interesting. That's interesting. I never knew that about Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. But I'm saying with the whole war in Iraq and everything going on in the Middle East, that whole hellhole over there. It's a hot topic right now. I mean, with Tom Clancy and espionage, that could be anywhere, anytime. You wouldn't know about it, but I mean, with such a hot topic like the war in Iraq and everything, I mean, it's.
It's Activision. It's not unbelievable. It's not unplausible in the least bit that these two men were simply found responsible for the existence of Super Pitfall.
Nice. Nice one, Alex. Did you have anything else to add, Ian?
I mean, honestly, if it was something that what was the other company? Activision. If it was something that Infinity Wars wasn't even told about, then Activision could have been, they could have had like some underground thing going on. They could have been leaking information. But another thing is, like, if they were walked out of the building on the spot, then that would mean that there's cold hard evidence of whatever they did. It wasn't just a threat. It wasn't just the cops suspecting something of them, because they were on it. Exactly, a hint, nudge, nudge. They would have had to have physical, solid evidence to actually escort them out of the building like that. Either that, or it was something personal. Those are my three theories. Conspiracy theory, leaking of information, or just like, hey, you slept with my wife kind of thing.
You slept with my life, buddy? How do you sleep with someone's life? You got anything to say to that?
Yeah, I said what I meant, and I meant what I said.
All right, listen to what he means and not what he says. You got that?
I slept with my life once. It flashed before my eyes after I woke up.
Did it just get the hell out of there? Because I wouldn't blame it.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. I am speechless.
He's like, ouch. He's like E.T. Ouch.
Speaking of video game remakes...
Yeah, we do not need a remake of a game that wound up in a...
Don't think it won't happen. Don't think it won't happen.
It is in a landfill.
We have done everything under the sun. The only place that game can go is up.
Well, yeah, that's because it's in a freaking landfill in New Mexico. It's already under the ground. Where else is it going to go?
Sea level at that.
There you go. Where else is it going to go but up? Literally. Anyway,
Exactly.
getting back to Infinity Ward, I think you might have something there, Ian. I don't see why they would just march them out of the building like that if, on the spot, if there wasn't a damn good reason for it. And I'm not saying that they necessarily deserve to be fired. I'm not saying that they necessarily didn't deserve to be fired. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But it seems to me that if you're going to do something like that, you have to have a damn good reason. And then again, I quit Walmart one time and got marched out of there. That, like they fucking fired me. Fuck you, Walmart! Fuck you in the ass! Shall we move on, guys?
That's all we can touch on that topic. We really don't know enough about it,
Okay, the PlayStation Network was down for one day last week. It was weird. It was... Oh, he already wants to say something. I haven't even finished telling the story.
Oh, I'm just saying, was this because of the Infinity Wars getting marched out of the building? Did it have anything to do? Did it have anything to do with each other?
No, Infinity Ward's a third-party developer. They would have had nothing to do with it. But the PlayStation Network was down for a day, and it was only down for the big PlayStation 3s, not the thin ones. That makes no sense to me at all. Why wouldn't the thin ones go down as well? But anybody with a bigger PlayStation 3 would not be able to log in for one day. And apparently the problem kind of corrected itself, and based off of what I gather, the problem was basically that the clocks got reset to the default setting when they were in the factory or something. So all the clocks on the PlayStation 3s were wrong. And I don't know what's going on with that. It's kind of weird that the entire system would go down because of that and didn't right itself, basically. You have anything on this, Alex? I'll take that as a nobody, and looks like he's got something to say.
What we're dealing with here seems like the resurgence of the Y2K virus. This is something that we all have to be concerned about. We need programmers and computer scientists working around the clock to prevent this from happening again. I mean, if the systems and the clocks could do this, could shut down the network for an entire day, this could be catastrophic, guys. Could you imagine angry gamers like the nerd himself marching on the streets, holding banisters and flaming torches? Without a network, they're nothing. Without a network, we're gonna have riots.
Yeah, about that marching in the streets thing, someday we all need to do that against the ESRB. I just wanted to say that.
But seriously, folks, we can't have this happen. You know, the Y2K scare, global systems, economic crash and everything, that's nothing. That's nothing compared to not being able to play Modern Warfare for a day. Catastrophic. We're talking complete and total anarchy.
If not being able to play Modern Warfare for a day resulted in complete and total anarchy, I think we need group therapy sessions and shit like that for gamers all across the globe.
Yeah. I don't think you're far from the truth, man. I mean, think of all these violent video games people are playing. You know why? That's to take their minds off of the violence that's already going on in their heads, If you unplug them from that, they're going to need violence. They're going to need shooting and killing and the ponage of noobs. And where else to find noobs but the local mini-mart or grocery store or, heaven forbid, a shopping mall.
Or a school. Oh, by the way, we are all about sarcasm up in this piece, in case you didn't gather that from D-pad speech. Alex, you have something to say, you look like.
Most susceptible to this type of violence and this type of uprising would be FedEx Ground. I really wouldn't miss them.
I'll burn that place down, I don't care.
I'll set the building on fire. Milton, I believe you have my stapler.
Call Initech. Call Initech. If they can only get their TPS reports in order in a timely fashion, they can fix this Y2K10 bug. I mean, I guess it's already been resolved. But, hey, this could happen again. Call Initech.
It resolved itself, dude.
This could happen again. Call Initech, not Ghostbusters. Just make the call. It's up to you.
Are you saying you got something against the Ghostbusters?
Ghosts are analog. This is digital.
How do you know there are no digital ghosts? I mean, you saw that movie where people were dying at their computers and stuff. That seemed pretty digital ghost to me.
You seem to be questioning my authority, but if you're talking about digital ghosts, you're basically confirming anything that might have possibly come out of Digimon. And I might as well just drop dead then. So I'm gonna risk being called a liar or a speculator or a false prophet, as long as it means that whatever happened, I don't know where I'm going with this. Ian?
Well, first of all, you can't call Initech. They have burned to the ground. I think it was over some guy's stapler. I don't know.
That was 10 years ago.
This is a long time ago. But they didn't rebuild it. They just gathered up all the ashes and
said fuck it.
But by digital ghosts, I forget how we got onto that topic, but I've seen them. Its name is Morpheus.
You can blame your brother for that one.
Wasn't really going anywhere. All right, what's our next topic that we're supposed to touch on?
You do have a good point about the Morpheus thing, though, because there were the two ghosts in the Matrix 2.
Those pale white guys with the surgical scalpels.
They look pretty damn digital to me. What were you saying, Alex?
The white Milli Vanilli.
Willy Vanilli. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. Battlefield Bad Company 2. Brand new game in the Battlefield series. Highly anticipated. It comes, if you buy it new at GameStop or wherever, it comes with a code that will let you download 2 maps for free for the multiplayer. If you buy the game used, you do not get this. You have to pay for the maps. And this could be looked at, I imagine this will be looked at by a whole lot of gamers. It's, oh, that's bullshit. I gotta pay for the maps. But there's another way to look at it. Like, GameStop has a huge stranglehold on the used game market. And they only sell them for $5 cheaper. Are you kidding me? You know how much profit margin they get? Because I'm sure you've all gone into GameStop at some point with a game and traded it in, and then get for that game, you're like, oh man, I feel like I just got ripped off. Has that ever happened to you, Ian?
That's the primary example. I don't sell games, because GameStop will do shit like that. They will scam you and cheat you and lie, cheat, and steal their way to the top if they have to.
And I don't have anything against the people that work for GameStop, because I know some of them. One of them is one of my best friends from back home in Texas. Joe, you are the man. And I doubt you'll hear this, but you're the man. And he's working at GameStop. He's I want to say second key now, assistant manager. And he really enjoys his job. But this seems like it might be the developers trying to force GameStop's hand. Trying to either say, we want a cut of this huge profit margin that you're making on used games. Which, if it's that, it's a little bit kind of bullshit in the first place. Or, let me finish again. Or they are saying, we've had enough, which gamers should be doing in the first place. Saying, I am not going to buy your used game. I will spend $5 more and buy it new. And maybe that's what they're trying to get gamers to start doing. Any thoughts on this, guys?
First of all, I love the system where it's buying and selling used games by GameStop. That's one of the primary reasons why we all know and love GameStop. But I'm saying, yeah, I mean, as the stay-at-home gamers, we need to exercise our rights. I don't know about buying all new games, but selling our old games that we don't play anymore. I mean, first of all, if you're any kind of true gamer like me, I don't do that. I establish sentimental connections with my old games, even the ones that suck. Hence my name, D-pad. Come on, guys, hint. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna, it's a pretty good business idea to do that for GameStop. I mean, that's what I would have done if I was running any kind of company.
GameStop, you can charge as much as you want. You can charge up the ears for these extra maps. Hardcore gamers who are playing these types of shooters are going to be willing to purchase them because they don't do well with real maps. They can't figure out how to fold them. Continue.
Burn!
Actually, not much of a burn. That's actually pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I couldn't resist going burn, though. I just couldn't.
I appreciate the praise, but don't encourage it.
Yeah, I just couldn't resist the urge to say, burn!
I like the reverb effect on that.
Anyway, I don't have a problem with buying used games. I like buying used games. I like buying them cheaper. But the only thing that I do not want to buy used is the 360. If you own one or have been alive for the past 4 years, then you know why that is. But I disagree with the GameStop buys it for less than half the price you bought it for, and then sells it for $5 less than the shelf price of the brand new copy of the game. I don't like that. It should be cheaper. And if this is what the developers are going after, then I agree with them. If they're just saying, oh, we want some of that profit margin, that's kind of bullshit because they already make shit tons of money selling the game brand new in the first place. Anyway, we got one last topic for today. Or actually, I think I'm going to throw one in, a surprise topic for y'all. Alex, we've discussed it before, so it's something you'll have something to say about, okay?
Okay. I'm not sure what this is going to be, but let's roll with it.
Okay. Next topic of discussion. Portal 2 has been announced. That's right, folks. Portal 2. I'm a little bit peeved about this. Not because I don't want Portal 2, but because I want Half-Life 2 Episode 3 so damn much. And I'll still get Portal 2, and I will play it, and I will love it. Anyway, let me give you some of the details. It will feature co-op, so you will get this multiplayer Portal that every single person has been dreaming about since the orange box was first announced way back in the day, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, Portal looks so cool. And yes, it did, and yes, it was. Anyway, yes, co-op Portal is coming. It also features, and I'm guessing that this is the main antagonist, it features a deceased person who was the head of Aperture Science, and his mind and memories or whatever was stored inside a computer. I am taking a guess and saying that this character will replace GLA DOS from the first game. What do you guys think of this Portal announcement? We'll have to wait till the Game Informer for next month to get all the details on it. But this is what we have so far.
They're doing out with Gladys. That would be a shame. Love Gladys.
You did kind of blow her up at the end of the first one, though.
But she's still alive.
You would have done the same.
We tore her to pieces and threw every piece into a fire, but she's still alive. She's out there somewhere. Not even angry. I mean, maybe she got picked up by Black Mesa.
And by the way, this cake is great.
That's a lie. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to his lies. I know it's delicious and moist, but that's a lie.
Gladys being picked up on Black Mesa is like expecting a Sonic the Hedgehog release on the Nintendo console.
I know, that was a joke. Haha, fat chance.
Oh, wait! It was released on a Nintendo console. And there is one more. Sonic 4 coming to a Nintendo console, but that's off topic. Anyway, Portal 2.
I really hoped we were going to get to discuss Sonic 4 because I'm really passionate about that. Maybe we'll cover that in a later episode.
If you want to cover Sonic 4, in this episode we're only at 35 minutes without cuts. So we can talk Sonic 4, but that was not the next topic that I had in mind to add. Do you guys want to talk Sonic 4 after the next topic?
Yeah, but let's continue with Portal. I think there are a few more things that need to be said first.
Either of you have anything else to say?
It's going to be awesome. Portal 2 is going to be awesome. Honestly, I've heard some talk about it being more than a very short game, a little novella like it was the last time. It's going to be more than 4 hours. I kind of hope not. I haven't heard anything definitive about that, but I really enjoyed the brevity, and it was a very concise game. I'm trying not to literary nerd on you here, but there are some things that can be easily done with less. They always say you use the shortest duration that is necessary to deliver the intended effect, and that's what Portal 1 did. I'm looking forward to something like that, something that's not too complicated, something that pushes the envelope but doesn't do too much more than it's set out to do. Only time will tell. I'm waiting to hear more on this. Back to you.
Well, it is Valve, so it will be good. Everything Valve does is good. They're like the golden freaking child. Anyway, I wanted to throw in that last time I beat Portal, it took me 3 hours and I beat it in one sitting. I would not mind it being a little bit longer than 3 hours. 5 or 6, that's fine. But 3 hours is very, very, very incredibly short. Granted, I had beaten it 2 or 3 times before that, but still.
I know we all have some beef with Portal 1, the first one. It was a little short. I myself beat it in 4 hours, just the first time I did it. I mean, even though those puzzles were pretty hard, they were addictive. I loved them, but they were pretty hard. But yeah, we gotta remember that like Portal 1 was more or less a game within a game. I mean, the orange box had three games on one CD, I think. 5 games. 5 games on one CD. So it was really just like a test. It was really just experimenting with this whole new Portal physics. No one's ever done that before. We've had games where you can, teleport from one spot to another, but not where you're actually looking through a portal into the place where you're going to be teleporting to. And I mean, the physics is pretty complex, the whole, how they interpreted gravity and momentum and...
Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, most of the appeal from Portal was, how it used really cutting edge technology to do some pretty new puzzles that we've never seen before. And towards the end of the game, they even started putting some combat in. And I know that everyone's hoping that there's going to be more combat in Portal 2, probably, but there's another fan base that liked the puzzle system, and I think in the second one we're going to see hopefully a little bit more creativity in both categories. But yeah, when they incorporate the multiplayer mode, it's probably going to be 2-player co-op. Honestly, I'd like to see a Portal MMO. I always thought that would be cool when I first started playing the game.
Dude, if it's 2-player co-op, you and I have got to give that a go.
Definitely.
If it's 2-player co-op, there's going to be some issues with confusing one portal for another. You'll see a blue portal open up next to you and just think, I don't know where this goes! But my solution would be to have just 4 colored portals. It would be, instead of blue and orange, it would be blue and orange and tangerine and taupe.
What the fuck is taupe? Anyway, Ian had a kind of cool idea to solve that issue where you don't need to have 4 colors of portals. You remember, Ian?
Well, what I was saying was that instead of each person shooting 2 portals, there's an enter and an exit. I think you could just have one person do the enter and one person do the exit. And maybe you could even put in, with the right clicker, you could add like a gun or something. Because hopefully we're all hoping that we're going to see a little more combat in the first-person shooter style game, but that would take out a lot of the confusion. You wouldn't have to memorize colors and everything, and plus it would be more cooperative. Both players would have to communicate and really work together to accomplish your goal, much like I did with Companion Cube.
Yeah, speaking of combat with the portal gun, as you get toward the end of Darksider's Wrath of War, you're given basically what amounts to a portal gun. It's not as nice, and there's only specific services that you can attach portals to. But they do use it very, very cool and very, very well for certain boss fights. It is quite enjoyable. Using the portal gun to fight the golem toward the end of the game was a lot of fun. Very innovative and very cool. Valve should take note of this and say, hey, we can learn from someone else learning from us. Either of you have any final thoughts on this?
Next topic.
Yeah, let's move on. What is this? What is this surprise topic of which you speak?
Battle Kid, Fortress of Peril. I knew, look at this, his face is lighting up like frickin' Christmas. I knew Alex would love this one. Battle Kid, Fortress of Peril is the very first NES game to be produced in 15 years. That's a long time, folks. And it was developed entirely by one guy. And go on screwattack.com. They have videos of it up there. They did a whole night where they were doing Twittering as they were playing it, and they were throwing videos up on Twitter of them playing it, and it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a very well done and very polished original Nintendo game, and it's something that I want to give a try. And I looked at the time and I said, we haven't even gotten close to an hour yet. Let's throw in a surprise topic. So, Battle Kid Fortress of Peril. What are we thinking, guys?
I'm really excited about this because historically, as a child, I was never on the forefront of digital media or entertainment. I knew a lot of friends who were. They used to come back home after school, go to school, brag about the things that they were playing. They were playing Street Fighter. They were playing Double Dragon, Legend of Zelda, the things that were cool at the time as they were coming out. I only ever found out about games in this era after the fact, because there just wasn't a whole lot of discussion about them until they really became popular. But this is a chance, and I'm very much like D-Pad here. I'm very much an old-school aficionado. So this is very exciting for me because this is a chance for me to say that I, for the first time in my life, will be among the first people to play an NES title, a game that I think that I will really be able to identify with, and a lot of old school gamers will be able to identify with it too. But it's not old news. I mean, it's something that people will be, hardcore retro gamers at least, will be discussing just only in months to come. Apparently, it's already hit the market, but it's currently unavailable. The anticipated availability date is slated at March 12th, next Friday. I will be there. It is a little bit steeply priced for the manufactured cartridge, $30, but it's a price I'd be willing to pay.
You do get an instruction booklet with it.
Absolutely. It's complete. It's just as if it had been released 15, 20, 25 years ago in the heyday of the Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm really looking forward to this release. I can't wait to... I know that people have been making homebrew Nintendo Entertainment System platform games for quite some time, but they're usually released as ROMs. But this is actually coming out on a hard cartridge, solid-state hardware, professionally manufactured, and I just can't wait to hold it in my hands. It's going to be really something, really a unique experience for a lot of people of my generation.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, seeing another cartridge come out. I mean, as an old school gamer, you know, I got really depressed when they did away with the whole cartridge idea, and in come CDs that scratch easily, and data, which is always lost.
Well, to be fair, going with the cartridge system is what killed the Nintendo 64. It is why it got curb stomped by the PlayStation. The CDs are a lot cheaper to produce, and the game price on the PlayStation was, on average, $20 to $40 cheaper as a result of that.
That may be true, but I seriously think that it's better to hold the game in your hands, to actually look at it, instead of just getting a little flat, flimsy picture that you have to carefully place inside the tray. You can't scratch it, and if you don't put it back in the case, then you're probably going to scratch it. And I miss those days, honestly.
Not to mention load times. But aside from just load times, there is the fact that a lot of people didn't realize. I mean, there's definite advantage to CD-based video game medias as opposed to cartridge-based. It is a lot cheaper. It is a lot harder to corrupt. But I don't think people fully realized how much they missed the cartridge days until they were all behind us. And I think that's finally what's happening. I think we're seeing a new wave. This is not just a retro movement. This is something completely different. I think we're seeing this is less of a retro movement and more of a resurgence.
Well, the only system right now that's using any kind of cartridge-based anything is the Nintendo DS. It's still cartridge-based. All the new versions of the DS also have digital download, and there was a 8-bit game for that based off of Dark Void that if I had a DSi, I would download that in a heartbeat because it looks like fun. It actually looked better than the console Dark Void. But I was going to make a point, Ian. You were talking about scratching discs, and the Blu-ray has a protective layer on it that makes them exceedingly hard to scratch them. If you accidentally drop them, if you accidentally nick them or whatever, they won't scratch. You have to try to scratch a Blu-ray. And I think that is like the most wonderful freaking feature in the world after having numerous CDs and DVDs scratched over the years.
The thing that I'm really nostalgic about classic video games is that you plug the cartridge in, you flip the switch, choose a setting on the TV, you hit start, and you're playing. I honestly was a little bit frustrated when I stepped up to the latest generation of gaming in which you have an operating system that stands between you and the game. Call me stupid, and I know you will, but I was really confused by the PlayStation 3 when I first broke it out and tried to pick a game out of Josh's library and and take it for a run, because I couldn't find it. I started the system and I couldn't find the option that would allow me to play the game. You didn't have to deal with that in the old days. You get that pop of the TV when you flick the game into action, just from hitting the power button. No bells and whistles, just you and the TV and the game.
Well, to be fair and honest, all CD, I can't think of a single CD-based system that didn't have some kind of graphical user interface. They used just, with the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 1 and the Sega CD and all of those, you just pop in the CD and let it run. In order to get to that graphical user interface, you had to pop in like a music CD or turn it on without a CD, or tell your console to not boot up into the game first. But that was usually how you messed with stuff like your memory card and whatnot. I'm sure you, having played a lot of PlayStation 2, have gone through and looked through your memory card and whatnot before, Ian.
Yeah, I honestly miss the days where you could just put the game in and it would play for you. I mean, the PS2 operating system wasn't that confusing because honestly, you'd put the game in, there'd be a big CD that has a big arrow pointed to it that says game here, memory card here, and when I tried PS3's operating system, I had to search around. I had to get a feel for it before I could actually use it.
In the PlayStation 3's defense, it's a very user-friendly graphical user interface, I think. In my opinion, at least, it does not take that long to get used to, and once you have grasped it, it's easy to navigate. It's like you want to listen to music, you go to music. You want to watch movies, you go to video. You want to view pictures, you go to pictures. You want to browse the internet, you go to internet. You want to go to the PlayStation Network, on and on. You get the point. Right. Sonic 4. That's right, we're doing Sonic 4. We're going to talk about it. Did you want to start, Alex?
Yeah, Sonic 4. I'm really excited about this. I jumped and did a little heel click when I actually heard about this because as a kid, Sega Genesis was my favorite console, and I was fluently versed in Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and Sonic Spinball.
Probably not Knuckles Chaos.
I haven't given it a chance, actually.
I want to give it a chance. I want to get that, and I want to get Sonic CD.
Sonic CD also. We had that on PC, actually, several years after the fact. But me and my brother both skipped several generations after that, and we didn't play any more of the contemporary Sonic games until Sonic Adventure 2. It was interesting, but it just didn't strike any nostalgia like the original quadrilogy did, if you will.
It did strike some nostalgia with me. That's because, like, when I went back and played it again, I had played it when it was new on the Dreamcast. Both of them. I loved those games. I loved Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, even though they made Knuckles' levels suck. Screw you for making his levels suck because he was awesome.
Mostly, it was the characters were different. It wasn't just the gameplay. I mean, I'm very much for 2D side-scrolling, but the gameplay mechanics aside, the characters and the story and everything are just completely different, and I tend to gravitate more towards the Saturday morning Sonic cartoons and comic books. And it would be nice to see some of that. I know we're not going to get that, but I would at least like to see the floating island called by its proper name. Angel Island? Where did that come from? Honestly.
They kind of switch back and forth between calling it the Floating Island and Angel Island, because that's what I remember.
It's the floating island. Floating island in the cartoon. It's the floating island in the first 4 games. It's the floating island in the comic book. But most importantly, this is going to be interesting because while the Mario franchise has actually gone back and done 2D side-scrollers, often with elements of modern gameplay like plot and cutscenes, the Sonic franchise has just stayed in the 3D era, and this is going to be interesting to see them regress, and I wonder if they'll try and combine old-school 2D side-scrolling action with elements like a storyline and dialogue and NPCs. I really can't wait to find out. Don't have enough information now. Coming out this summer. Can't wait.
The Sonic series has mixed in some story and whatnot with later entries, and you're going to tell me you don't like this, but Sonic Rush 1 and 2 had story elements for the DS.
If I'm not mistaken, Sonic Rush was the side scroller in which you go from one screen to the other when you go vertically. I would really like to give that a try, and that gives me hope that maybe Sonic 4 will be the same kind of gameplay without the dual screen nonsense. That's the only thing that really threw me off. I didn't have very much of an opportunity to play Sonic Rush. In fact, I'm not even sure if it was the first or second one. But other than that, that's really what I'm looking for. A combination of the old and new, the best of both worlds.
You know what I should get you sometime, you should give it a try, or if we ever find it at a GameStop or anything, is Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3 for the Game Boy. That is side-scrolling Sonic. It doesn't go from one screen to the other. By the way, barn doors open.
Way open. Did you have anything?
Let's see what the barn door has to say about that. Hey, we gotta give Little Willie a stand at the mic too. You know, he's a person just like you and me. Person just wearing a German helmet.
We're embarrassing the crap out of Alex here.
I'm hiding in my fedora.
Anyway, I think it's about time we do some closing out of this podcast. We've talked about 5, 6 topics now and what we want to do with the site. So we should close it out with a little bit of light conversation like we were just doing with making fun of Alex so bad right there. We love you, Alex, in a totally non-gay way.
Totally gay for me. Gay bashing homos.
Hey, you don't know, man. That you're a man who twig and two veg might have been dying to say something this whole time. We haven't given it the floor.
If anything, it wanted to smack you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking.
I'm gonna address.
He's gonna dick slap his brother.
That's why I said I tried to defend myself. I wasn't gonna go there, and you went there. I was gonna try and push this off the audience somehow, but there's no way that they can share this awkward moment. It's just heart wrenching, devastating.
I'm gonna have to leave this in because this shit's too funny. He's like giving me the evil eye over there. Anyway, do you guys want to close it out? Yeah, any closing comments before I close it out?
Well, it was pretty interesting being here at press action button to start. Press start to play. Press play. I think we should have called it game over.
I think Game Over's probably already been done. Well, then again, everything's been done. There's like 2 billion podcasts in the world.
Actually, I think Game Over was taken by Nick Arcade.
I have no idea. I just pressed the action button. I thought of it, and I was like, that's a brilliant idea. I am proud of myself for that. Anyway, yeah, this has been Josh Barber. I will come up with a nickname for myself for the website later on. Ian Garth D-Pad Coon.
This is D-Pad closing with a combo breaker.
And his brother Alex Coon, the most old school of us,
Romper, bumper, stomper, boo.
signing off. See you guys next week. And Ian, I do want you back for next week. You were probably like the best part of this podcast. Seriously.